Hey YouTube. So if I say gold rush, what do you think of? You think of the 49ers, California. Maybe you think of the Klondike. Those are big things. But before that, here in Georgia, there was a much earlier gold rush. So we're going to go in and see what we can learn about that. Let's go. Okay, this map of Georgia, I'm going to push the button that shows where the gold veins in Georgia are. And you can see where we are up there. It stretches about 150 miles across the state from Alabama on up. And later, in another video, I plan on visiting a gold mine that's north of here. But that's not the whole story. Let me show you a little bit more here. The gentleman in this picture is Benjamin Parks, and one of the stories is that as a young man, he was walking through the forest looking for deer and stubbed his toe on a shiny yellow stone that turned out to be gold. Here, that was in 1828, and then this is 1870, so it's much younger when he found that. Well, the land that he discovered it on, the gold on, was Cherokee land. And the Cherokees at that time had pretty much assimilated into white culture. They were known as the civilized Indians. They were farmers and basically, just people. But the discovery of gold on their land caused people to go crazy. This was discovered 1828. By 1829, full gold rush was on. The whites and the Cherokees in the area called it the great intrusion of all these people from all over coming in. But 1828 was also the year that Andrew Jackson became president. And one of the shameful things in his administration was the Indian Relocation Act of 1830. The state of Georgia went back to their original colonial charter to take claim on the Cherokee land, and they moved the Cherokees out, forcibly came in with soldiers to move them out on what became known as the Trail of Tears. And if you know anything about that, a lot of people died of starvation and exposure on that. So they, yeah. Now the state took the Cherokee land, divided it up into land lots, which were 160 acres, and gold lots, which were 40 acres. And they had a lottery. This is one of the drums they had that they put, let's see, they had 133,000 names were registered to draw for the 35,000 gold lots. So what they did, they put in a lot of blank sheets. So when you'd come up and draw one, and if whether you had a lot or not, if you pulled up one with nothing on it, it was called drawing a blank or coming up empty-handed. That's where those sayings came from. But as you can see, they divided it up this way, and most of the people that came did not get one of those lots. And actually, this is a deed, an actual original deed for a 40-acre gold lot. Okay, a lot of the gold that the miners got were small particles. A lot of them panning for gold in the streams and whatnot. And that's some digging, following veins into the mountains, and they would take and the assayer could melt the gold down in a crucible, which is a little bit better picture. Like here, they could melt them down in these and then pour them out into molds like this to make a gold bar. But because they had so much gold being mined here and how hazardous it was to move it to the mint in Philadelphia, in 1835, so only 7 years later, the Congress authorized a mint to be built here, and they produced, well, the first year they produced 20,583 coins with a face value of 102,915. Here's a picture of the mint. It eventually was used as part of a college and then was burned down. But here's a listing. I don't know if you could be able to see this, but they started in $1 gold pieces, $2.50, $3, and $5 gold pieces, and how many numbers of coins, and the total amount, almost 4 million coins, and $6.1 million worth of gold were minted here before the Civil War. When the Civil War came along, the mint went out of business. Now, on display here is a bunch of coins and some of the nuggets. That is the one thing I'm not allowed to film here. And so if you come here, it's pretty cool looking at what a dollar coin looked like, or $5. So, how would you mine for gold? I mean, some guys panning for gold in a stream, shovel pick and a pan, your basic stuff. But as you could use a sluice box like this. We put the money in, and you're rocking it, and it's coming down through big things out there. Gold gets caught in the bars. So by the 1850s, the easy to find gold had pretty much gone, and they came up with the idea of the hydraulic cannons. If you've ever seen Pale Rider, Clint Eastwood movie, you'll see something like this being used. The water would come in 135 pounds per square inch, shooting out, stripping off the hillsides, and washing down, basically tearing up the country just to get down to the gold that was buried in there. So this is a model of a stamping mill. Now imagine that, about 100 times bigger, going day and night. They had them all over here. Basically, the stamping mill would crush the ore, so they get be able to separate the gold from the quartz and other things. So this is all this. It's in the old county courthouse. This is the jury room. These are the actual table and chairs that were used back then. As you can see, jury deliberating. And of course the judge's chambers. He's got the nicest room. Oh no, you can see by the windowsill, these walls are like 12 inches thick. The bricks were made from clay in the area and just dried in the sun before they put them up the outside. And for 100 years they only had mud used as the mortar, and they assayed the mud and found out that there was a little bit of gold in it. But in the 1960s they renovated the building and mixed concrete in to help stabilize it. So, and the display in here, this was the courtroom. I think that's going to conclude my visit here to the Longa Mine or Gold Museum. Pretty interesting. I didn't know that there was an early gold rush here. The 49ers, California, when they discovered gold out there, a lot of the miners that were here left. it was 20 years after the discovery here, and the easy gold was gone, so they flocked out to California, and gold madness keeps on going. So there's still an active gold mine here. I don't think I'm going to visit it, but because there's another gold mine that I'm hoping is still it's open, and I get to that, and that's going to be a little farther north. All right, so see you down the road, YouTube. So one of the things I learned here is that the gold here in Georgia is 98% or above pure. It's the purest gold anywhere in the world. If you were mining gold and you, this doesn't have any alloys in it. Some other places will have silver, copper, I don't forget what else in, but the here it's pure. And anywhere else with all the different alloys, if you had a 75% assay of gold, you would be really happy. Here it's 98%. So